The NBA Players Association issued two notable statements today. One regarded the Milwaukee Bucks' reported desire to shut Giannis Antetokounmpo down for the rest of the season. Statement said Antetokounmpo is healthy and ready to play, adding, quote, anti-tanking policies are only as effective as their enforcement. The integrity of the game itself will continue to suffer as long as ownership goes unchecked, unquote. Players Association also released a statement reading, quote, Cade Cunningham's potential ineligibility for postseason awards after a career-defining season is a clear indictment of the 65-game rule and yet another example of why it must be abolished or reformed to create an exception for significant injuries, unquote. ESPN reports Golden State guard Moses Moody has been diagnosed with a season-ending torn patellar tendon in his left knee. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
Begins because we're having a super fun time day. Covino and Rich, the hosts of Super Fun Time on Fox Sports Radio, with Danny G, the super producer, looking smooth as butter and sounding the same. That's right, smoothest voice in radio. And of course, Ryan is in, Big Sexy Ryan in for Iowa Sam today. What up, Ryan? Good to see you. He is the gamer of the crew. Dude's always gaming online. I get more updates from you every time I open my TikTok. I'm like, ooh, there's just a new video from Ryan.
Nude videos?
No, new gaming video.
That's on my OnlyFans.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. Lowenkron is here. Thank you for being here. Let's rock out. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio, broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And remember, if you miss any of today's show, any show ever, search the podcast. The podcast goes up every day. Our best of is up there. Just search Covino and Rich wherever you stream podcasts. Rate it 5 stars. And we're streaming live on YouTube at Covino and Rich FSR.
You said it, buddy.
And if you're into video games like Big Sexy Ryan, who just games all day, if you're like Ryan, if you're into celebrities or just a good time, the Global Gaming League is a video game league with celebrity-owned teams. From T-Pain to Neo, competing in everything from Call of Duty to Tetris. Sign up and join the league at globalgamingleague.com.
I'm the worst gamer of all time. Like, I'm bad. Like, my kids beat me for real.
Like you never solved the game even growing up as a kid?
I did here and there, but can I give you a personal story, and then we're going to get into a lot of meat today. A lot of meat in the show. A lot of content.
Let's do it.
Hey, Isaac, relax. When I said meat, he perked up. How are you, Lowenkron?
I perked back down when you said content.
Sorry, buddy. We're going to talk about one of your dudes, Ben Rice, and endorsements that just need to happen. So we'll get to that. Baseball's a day away. There's a story about cards and an Eminem story that I can't even believe is true. So
it's a Bruce Pearl story. You may have heard of it. So it's a lot of social media stuff we'll bring to light here on Covino and Rich.
But let's just say the kids weren't home, and my wife and I, she gave me a little challenge. She's like, let's play Mario Party.
Okay.
And best of 7, let's just say there's a payoff. Wink, wink.
Wow.
She shut me out. And I was like, all right, best of 10. She shut me out. I was like, best of 9. I kept going. We played 15 different Mario Party games.
Those little mini games you're
the little
about.
mini games. She beat me 13 out of 15 of them.
Right.
I'm so bad at gaming.
Yeah.
Some people have it.
Nowadays.
I mean, I don't know.
They're way more complex than the games we grew up playing. That's for sure.
I question myself. I'm like, did I peak at beating
at
King
RBI.
Hippo? I was all excited when I realized how to beat King Hippo. Just punch him in the belly a bunch of times.
Tecmo
Super Tecmo Ball.
If we have time, we're going to talk baseball cards. And I love that they're coming back. And I never retired from baseball cards the same way I never really officially retired from video games. But I did put it on pause. I paused video games and baseball cards around the same time I discovered boobies.
Boobs, yeah.
Yeah, that's really it. But you know what?
The usual progression.
baseball cards are making a comeback. We might talk about it later on.
You discovered yours or other people?
Other people's.
Oh, okay.
Because those were two big things in my life, baseball cards and video games. Yeah. And I put them aside for girls. Put them aside. I didn't say goodbye because guess what? They've come back in a big way. We'll make time for that either today or tomorrow on the show.
I think we're going to slip it in today.
Plus, prizes, Shaq Diesel trivia. Stick around. We're going to have fun on Covino and Rich.
Right, so let me take my focus factor.
Okay.
Let's get into it. This Eminem story needs to be talked about.
So
I can't fathom how this story isn't just like a gag or like, oh, come on, no way. There's a story about a former college coach.
Yeah, it has to be fake, but it's not as of now, meaning this really happened, and it's all over social media. Bruce Pearl, former Auburn coach, University of Tennessee coach, basketball coach, claims to have no idea. Get this. Claims to have no idea of who Eminem is.
Now, this is like a day or so old. We haven't gotten around to it. And
we were talking about 8 Mile in his movie.
Because for a minute, I was like, can we move past it? But I'm like, no, we can't because I don't believe it. I don't believe it even for 1 second that you could have lived in the last 20-plus years and not know who Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady, Eminem is.
Well, you know what? Let me look this up. He's been around a long time. But my mom, for reference, is 73 years old. It's the mom test, the mom gauge, right? Does your mom
100%.
know who Eminem is?
Your mom could probably name Eminem songs.
Absolutely. My mom would say, I love Lose Yourself. I don't even like rap that much. That song's amazing. Bruce Pearl's 66 years old. And my mom, like I said, is in her 70s.
That means, wait, hold on. Perspective.
Yeah.
66? He's 1 year away from every kid's favorite number. And he was 33 when My Name Is came out. We got introduced to Eminem on the mainstream at the very end of the 90s, 99, 2000. So you're talking about a guy that was in his early 30s when Eminem broke on the scene.
I mean, if you were way into rap, I believe his Infinite album, like his early debut was like 96 or something like that. But
I'm
he was mainstream,
MTV. When MTV, Kiss
Slim Shady LP.
The Kiss FMs and Z100 and Y100s of the world, when all those big radio stations started playing My Name Is. That was when this guy was 33 years old. Take a listen to former Hoops coach Bruce Pearl.
Knees weak, arms are heavy. Coach, do you know what that's in reference to?
Tell me.
Have you seen the movie 8 Mile?
Lose control, Marshall Mathers.
Do you know what 8 Mile's about? What do you think 8 Mile's about?
I don't know. I don't.
You know the rapper Eminem?
I don't.
Oh, this is incredible.
We'll
figure it out later. All right, so UCLA, UConn, let me get
We got you.
You know what it is? You know, sometimes when a kid trolls you, like it's fun for like teenagers, like they like to troll boomers, like their grandparents, or just to upset them.
Maybe
I'm wondering
just an easy way to go viral, right?
If is he pulling a reversal? Like I'm going to troll all of you.
Yeah, there's like no way, because I already gave you the mom gauge. My mom's older than you, Bruce, and you were in your 30s when he hit it big. My mom knows, and it's not Lose Control, it's Lose Yourself. We've seen the movie. The guy's been famous for a long, long time. He changed our culture in a lot of ways, right?
He's a white rapper.
Exactly.
And
a
not
lot
only
of
that,
white kids were dressing like him for a good 10 years, bleaching their hair and everything.
Even this past year, he is now in charge of the of the Thanksgiving halftime show every year for the Lions. He's a sports fan who is one of the biggest musicians ever. I can't fathom this being true.
I will say this. Part of this is endemic to the culture of coaches where they're so into what they do, their head is kind of in the sand about the rest of the world. Back in the 80s, when the number one TV show in America was Miami Vice, Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas, is that his name?
Yeah, I think so.
Crockett and Tubbs.
Yeah.
They went down to a Miami Dolphins practice with the legendary Don Shula. The PR guy introduces them to Don Shula. I'd like you to meet Don Johnson from Miami Vice. And Don Shula, completely with a straight face, says, hey, welcome. I think you guys are doing a great job combating crime in this city. He thought they were real cops. True story.
That's a great story. Yeah, Isaac, that's why we love you.
Isn't that what Three Amigos is about?
No, but we've heard this excuse before for Bill Belichick back in the day. Remember, he didn't know something that was big in pop culture. And we've heard the excuses before that. Well, they live and breathe coaching, so that's why they don't know pop culture. There's no way that you were not somehow exposed to Eminem.
He knows the songs he has to, and I'll prove it right now. The guy coached young men for all those years. You're going to tell me that there was no time in the locker room where they were playing Eminem, or no time at the stadium. And by the way, shouldn't you be somewhat fluent in young guy if
that's who you're advising and coaching?
So that's why I find this to be impossible. It's an impossibility. That's like saying,
say whatever. No, whatever.
No, I was going to say, it's almost saying like if it was in the 80s, like a coach saying like, Michael Jackson, never heard of him. Because who was bigger than Eminem at that time, right? So it's like almost impossible for this guy to have missed it. Eminem, and then the tie-in with the candy, too. Like, it doesn't ring a bell. You never heard of the artist, the rapper, with the same name as the candy. You know the candy, right, Bruce? BS. I call BS on this story. It's a real story, but I call BS on the moment. He had, like... Because this happens sometimes.
A senior moment, as they say?
A senior moment. Or maybe like you're in the middle of a conversation and someone tells you something that's not really clicking, and then later on you're like, oh, yeah, I knew that.
Eminem has sold 230 million records.
None of which were to Bruce Pearl.
Yeah, but international
or anyone in
superstar.
his family or players, come on.
Not just like big in Detroit or big in the States. Global star. That's why this is insane.
I'm honestly, it would really, I'm being serious when I say this. It would be, we'll be analogy guys all day. It's what we do. It would be like someone simply saying, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, what are those shows? I've never heard of them. Was this guy in a coma? There's some things that you don't even need to know, but you need to know of. Do you get the difference? Like, there's things I don't know, but I know of them.
Or you heard of it.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've heard of it.
Absolutely.
You don't know country music, but there's a bunch of country artists that you know of. There's reality shows that you would never watch that like your girlfriend or wife may watch. You might not know them, but you know of them. That would be like someone being like, they're like Bravo and Andy Cohen and the Vanderpump and Real Housewives. Never heard of it. You may not give a crap at all, but you've heard of it.
Well, let me ask you two this. Neither of you are big college basketball guys, but have you heard the name Bruce Pearl?
I have.
I know the name.
But I know the name. I'm like, what? I knew the name 100%. And I had to double check what team, just for the sake of getting it right here on Fox Sports Radio.
I would say that's like someone
what team was he the coach of again, just to make sure.
Yeah.
I didn't want to take a guess there. But, of course, I've heard of it, and that goes with Rich's theory. It's like you don't have to know everything, but you have to have like a general knowledge of like, yeah, he's a coach, right? I've heard of him, yeah. You never heard of Eminem?
Not knowing Eminem would be far more extreme. For a basketball coach not to know Eminem is far more extreme than if someone in the music world had never heard of, I don't know, Coach K or Dick Vitale or Jim Boeheim or someone that did it for
even if it required a little explanation, like, this guy, he still had no idea when they were trying to explain, the movie and the songs and blah, had no clue. See, I will admit, what was the very viral clip of Maryland's coach? Is her name Brenda Freeze? Is that how you say her name? Brenda Freeze, right? She's in the face of how do you say her name? Akananwa. That's like her saying, Brenda Freeze saying, Jennifer Lopez, never heard of her. Never heard of her. You're like, what do you mean you never heard of her? You're a women's basketball coach. You never heard of Jennifer Lopez?
Never heard of her.
Never heard of her. Never heard of Jennifer Lopez. The actress, and I bring her up specifically because Eminem transcended rap, okay? He was a mainstream dude. He made movies. He made soundtracks. He won Academy Awards. Like, that dude was everywhere, all over MTV. Like I said, he changed how young men dressed. That dude was a cultural icon. Jennifer Lopez, you could make the same argument. She was an actress. She made hits. She was all over the place. So that's like a woman's basketball coach saying, no, Jennifer Lopez, nope, never.
Interesting story I feel like we had to touch on because there are times we all miss things, right? Like Covino was telling me about some young influencer earlier today.
Clavicular.
And I've never...
He's all over the manosphere. He's known for looks maxing. He's out there promoting every young man to look smacks, meaning enhance their full potential physically.
Now,
he's a clown.
There is a documentary called Manosphere?
Into the Manosphere.
Into the Manosphere on Netflix. But apparently the younger generation, we're talking like high school kids, there's like words like look maxing and all this stuff.
Chester maxing.
That I have no.
Mogging, mewing.
I have no clue about.
Yeah, but hey, then you got your head in the sand, bro. You know why? Because you're knee deep in dad life. Just like Lowenkron explained, this dude is so deep into coaching. You know, you can look at it that way too. Either you don't believe him, or you got to tip your Yankee hat that I'm wearing today because I'm fired up for baseball and say, wow, this guy was so in it that he missed it. That's how dedicated he is to his craft. That's how hardcore he was into coaching that he missed one of the most mainstream things possible. So, like, you're so into dad life and coaching and wearing sweatpants and all that sort of thing.
Wearing sweatpants.
You know, and your front lawn and your lantanas and your garden and dad life that you are missing, like, a lot of this pop culture stuff that we're talking about.
But you also have a teenage daughter. My kids are younger.
Has nothing to do with it. It's a documentary on Netflix. But, you think my daughter was like, hey, Dad, you should check it out? Not even once. I never had a conversation with her about that.
Well, I was going to tell you that I almost feel like, oh, man, how did I miss that? Look maxing?
Because your head is in the clouds of coaching Little League.
Isaac, did you know that young men are breaking their jaws with hammers?
Bone smashing.
Thanks to a frantic Google search a few minutes ago, I'm like, as a parent of young kids, I'm like, uh-oh.
Dude, there's young men who look up to these idiots, and they're breaking their jaws with hammers.
Why can't they look up to you guys like that instead?
I should
Much
be their,
healthier.
I should be their hero.
That's right. We were the original look maxers of the early 2000s. Yeah. Now these kids are taking it to crazy extremes.
And you guys did it naturally.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't have to fake the funk like these idiots.
But Rich, you proved the point, though. When you're so involved in certain things, and there's no shame in being involved in your kid's life and raising a family and living that life, right? Like, Rich is knee-deep in that right now. He's coaching his daughter's team, his son's team. He's at every Little League meeting and all this sort of stuff. You don't know this documentary that just came out. Meanwhile, everybody's talking about it.
But I'm saying,
so you expect Bruce Pearl, who's a really high-end college basketball coach, to know Eminem. Maybe that's another way to look at it.
No, because,
I'm still shocked.
Because
I'm just saying maybe there's a reason.
No, because I know what the hot shows on TV are. I know what movies are out. I know the main thing.
This is a top documentary on Netflix.
But what I'm saying, it's TikToker kids that are doing drugs and breaking their face so they could smile better. It's the most silly thing I've ever heard in my life. But
Rich doesn't know HS Tiki-Taki or Clavicular or Andrew Tate. Never heard of him.
I know Andrew Tate because he's like a
that's
polarizing
the whole
guy.
Manosphere of boneheads we're talking about.
But what I'm saying is, to miss that, it's like, oh, I missed that. To miss Eminem for 20 years, it's not the same thing.
That's bonkers, man.
Since Eminem has been famous, Coach Pearl has coached at Southern Indiana, Milwaukee, Tennessee, and Auburn up until last year.
You think there was some sort of like sneak diss involved where he hates Detroit, or like, you know what I mean, like, or he was big time by Eminem along the way, and he's like,
no, because
nah,
when you watch
never heard of
when
him.
you watch this video clip, he doesn't look like he is gaslighting us.
Yeah, because it is the greatest way to it's the greatest way to be cold-blooded. Like, if you don't like somebody, just pretend like you never heard of them. And maybe that's what's going on, but it doesn't look like it at all.
That's the best thing to do in sports and business. I never do it because it's rude and I'm not cut from that cloth, but I've seen other people do it where if you really want to check someone's ego, act like you've never heard of them and no one has.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, wait, who's that guy? Who's that woman? Man, never heard of him.
So
never heard of him is like 99% of the time a good sneak diss. I think in this case, this guy is maybe oblivious.
Do you think it's possible, Fox Sports Radio Nation, that he was so deep into coaching that he missed who Eminem was all these years? The guy's been famous for over 30 years now.
I know.
He's never heard of him. It never came up in conversation. All the young men he's coached along the way never had any Eminem reference. So your thoughts on that? And maybe you missed something along the way. In all fairness to what Rich brought up, we do miss things along the way. Not everybody catches everything. That's why, we have algorithms that pertain to things that maybe the algorithm thinks we're interested in. So you miss other things. We don't live in a monoculture anymore. So nowadays, more than ever, your friend might be into something, but you're living a completely different life because the algorithm's feeding you something completely different. It's more likely to happen today than ever before. So we're all going to miss something.
Not an artist, though, who spans 3 decades and has sold 230 million records. That's what's confusing about it.
And that's the thing, Denny. It's easy to miss something now, but for like a couple weeks, like, oh, that hasn't hit my algorithm yet.
Right.
That hasn't hit my algorithm yet is a totally good excuse, like, as to why you miss something. But an Academy Award-winning, Grammy-winning artist of the last, almost 30 years.
You could argue that Eminem was one of the biggest rapper of that era.
Well, you could say he's a top 5 musician of the last 20 years.
Top 5 name in music in that time period.
Yeah.
So
like what's on your algorithm right now? Know what I'm bombarded with all day? The fact that Livy Dunn and Brooks Nader and all these models are doing the Baywatch thing. I'm getting so many things about that, and I'm getting a ton of stuff about TSA being miserable at airports.
So you're getting TNA and TSA.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically.
My sort of right. And updates on players making the big leagues. Like, that's everyone's algorithm is going to be different.
But Eminem transcends all that. So your thoughts?
Now that you said it, though, I'm going to get idiots breaking their jaw on my.
Do you believe Bruce Pearl? He claims to never have heard of Eminem. Is that possible? And it does make me want to hit up a few other older people just to see, like, hey, maybe it never crossed into their playlist somehow. Like, ask your grandpa. Even though the dude's in his 60s, 66, ask your dad or somebody. Have you ever? And Rich, I'm glad you took it back. He was in his 30s, dude. Yeah. He was that out of touch that he missed out on it. He was in his 30s.
I mean, it doesn't make sense when you have young players around you.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say
your whole career.
Think about it when you talk about people that are 60, 70 years old, maybe your parents' generation. They were young men, and we all think that, like, oh, everyone's parents must love, like, doo-wop or something. No, like, if your parents are 60, 70 years old now, guess how old they were in the 90s, guys? They were like 30, 40 years old. Like,
it's weird to think about.
No, but I'm saying, like,
yeah,
we all say, like,
I hear you.
They were living La Vida Loca.
Danny, I just got back from the Dominican Republic, and every night, in the lobby of these resorts, it'll be like Michael Jackson night or Madonna night. And I'm like, that's starting to become a little stale because
so old, yeah.
Because that's like really old now.
Starting to become a night for our grandparents.
Just for fun, Danny J, you think Bruce Pearl knows who MC Hammer is? What if Bruce Pearl's like, oh, of course. Of course he's doing the Running Man. I mean, of course, I'm a big Hammer guy. Like, really? And you missed Eminem?
Like, oh, don't get me started on R&B. My Voice to Men knowledge.
Yeah, like
there's no way, Covino, because he started as an assistant coach in 1982. So that means he would have missed Hammer also.
He doesn't know about Hammer time?
Dude, he missed the Thriller album as well. He missed everything. He's like, Madonna, who's that?
Honestly, if you really peel this back, I want to know what else Bruce Pearl doesn't know. Like, if I had an interview with this guy, I'd be like,
what else? Tell me what else you don't know.
Hey, Bruce, do you know who Jay-Z is by any chance? Not a chance. If he doesn't know Eminem, he doesn't know any of those dudes.
Danny,
how about NWA? Dr. Dre?
Can we get Pearl on the show so we gave him a pop culture quiz? Like, all right, what was on the TGIF lineup? Have you ever heard of Steve Urkel?
Yeah, I would love to play that game.
Different Strokes. Peter Drummond adopted 2 black kids.
But
what
you know
were
what's
their
funny,
names?
dude? I bet you, speaking of the mom test and everything, believe it or not, because my parents love me so damn much and our show's so fun, my parents listen. They're listening right now. My dad's on his route, and he takes my mom with him. They're listening right now, I'm sure. And my mom will tell you, she'll be the first to tell you, like, there are stages of her life that were like
blurs.
Like a big missing block, I guess. Blurs in her life because she was pregnant or raising kids at that time, and it's like that decade didn't even happen as far as pop culture relevance.
You are one of 5.
Yeah,
and your sisters are close in age. So
she was so knee deep in doing laundry and changing diapers with multiple kids that none of that hit her.
Yeah, a lot of your sisters are like 40ish, right?
No, man, they're in their 30s.
Oh, they're in their 30s.
Yeah.
Okay, think about Taylor Swift's run right now, the past few years. and then fast forward 28 years or whatever.
Never heard of her.
Yeah, come on, man. Because
that's a
his
good
music
example.
was on the radio that often, that much the same way her music has been the past 6-7 years, whatever it's been.
I'm just thinking
10 years.
Your mom.
Yeah, my sister's
Your mom
in her
was
late 30s.
your sister's
early
like
40s.
late
Yeah.
30s. So let's say roughly 40.
Yeah.
There was a time period where in the probably late 80s where your mom was either pregnant or had a newborn for like 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, she had back to back kids, and then my brother, she had 5 kids.
Take it easy,
So-
Big Steve.
Yeah, I know. So I'll talk to my mom, though, like I said, in defense to Bruce Pearl, and I'll bring up something. She's like, I must have, that must have been when, I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. I must have missed it. Like, missed it, Mom? What are you talking about? Forrest Gump? You never heard of it? You know what I mean?
Who
Like,
was he?
yeah, well, I was changing diapers.
All right.
Whoa.
You know what? We're getting a lot of feedback for this, so we're going to take all your calls next. Do not hang up.
I think it
Hang
proves
tight.
the point, though, Rich, that if he's able to miss Eminem, we all miss something along the way.
We're going to talk more things you missed. Plus, we're going to talk Ben Rice and real fun endorsements in the world of sports. There's a funny story.
Why don't we give people a head start, because it's a little tricky.
Okay, you know what?
I'll give you a hint. If Ben Rice is the new spokesman for Uncle Ben's Rice,
Which is actually a true story.
Ben Arroz, what are some other obvious endorsements that should have, maybe could have happened? Maybe will happen.
Oh, like if he was still alive, like OJ with knives?
There you go. He could,
That's
he could have
a
been
bad
the
example.
spokesman for Cutco.
I'm
you know what I
sorry,
mean?
that's
Like,
so much.
yeah. So some obvious ones that could have happened. We'll open it up to you.
Sorry,
and,
that was wrong.
And have some fun at 877-99 on Fox.
We do it next. Fox Sports Radio, CNR. Now, is your business struggling to find qualified candidates? You're not alone. Nearly half of the hiring decision makers say finding top talent is their biggest challenge. And get this, the cost of hiring someone new is nearing $4,700 for every new employee. So that's like an investment. If you want to hire differently, let Express Employment Pros streamline the process, saving you time and money. Get started right now at expresspros.com.
There are also hidden costs with hiring. Lost productivity, endless interviews, and the impact on team morale can add up fast. With Express, hiring is more efficient, so visit expresspros.com, find a location nearest you. Expert recruiters at Express have a local network of talent ready to go to work. Keep people at the center of your hiring process with your local Express team.
Don't let turnover slow you down. Focus on growing your business while Express finds the talent for you. Easy breezy. From the warehouse to the front office, Express staffs all types of jobs, whether it's contract workers or full-time staffers. Fast track your hiring with Express.
Visit expresspros.com today. Express Employment Pros, building your workforce, supporting your success.
Lindor, the fans love him. But it seems like maybe he doesn't get along with everyone because maybe there's a reason Nimmo and Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil and all of these guys were moved. Maybe there's dissension,
There
right?
was whispers, rumors, murmurs about him and Soto not vibing. And
They were-
maybe, you assume, you assume that because they're both Latino guys, Hispanic guys, that maybe that's why they vibe. Lindor's Puerto Rican. Soto's Dominican. That doesn't mean they're BFFs.
I'm not assuming anything. In fact,
No, but I think there is an assumption they must do the
listen.
salsa together and get along. That doesn't mean
you think
anything.
all white people think that?
Yes, I do. I do think that.
You think I
sometimes.
think that because I'm a white guy? That I think because they're both Latino, they do the salsa together and love each other?
I'm not saying that you think that, but I bet you we have an understanding. There's a language.
gotta be racist.
There's a connection there. They
Look at
must
you.
get along.
What are you thinking that? But I will say this, though. Last year, as a Mets fan, I had group chats from early on, and I was in denial of this, Danny. I really was. I was in complete denial because there was body language. And I'm not saying Soto has ever been the most demonstrative, like, let me show you my feelings type of guy. But he stopped doing the Soto shuffle on the batter's box. He stopped doing the few things that did give him a little pizzazz.
You know why? He says, because Francisco made fun of me. That's why.
That's what he said.
He's not
exactly.
very kind to me.
And
my dance
I
moves.
know that we have since learned that Soto was a little butthurt that when he signed with the Mets, Lindor didn't reach out. Apparently, Aaron Judge was a great teammate, and he didn't feel like when he signed that big deal with the Mets that some of the team leaders, like a Nimmo or a Lindor, apparently no one reached out. And that sounds crazy to me because, not to be an ass kisser, but like when this network signed Stugatz to be the new show, I DM'd him like, yo, man, congrats. Welcome to the team. That doesn't make me an ass kisser. I feel like that's polite.
Sounds like you're kissing ass.
Jesus Christ.
As my dad would say.
I'm saying,
what are you doing kissing ass?
I feel like it's a nice gesture to welcome the new guy. And Soto was butthurt. And my friends that are Met fans, my chat with my Met friends, which is now called Stern Sits to Pee. That's the name of our chat now. Should change. He did make some good moves. But my Met chat last year was like, yo, watch when one of them hit a home run. They're doing high fives and handshakes with Alonso, some of the other guys. Every time Lindor and Soto, it would be just the most casual, like the little low five.
I would see it all the time. Everybody speculated
like the little low five, and I'd be like, no, they're just being professional. Turns out they just don't like each other. And can you read what Lindor said to the press yesterday? Because I think this is not good.
Well, they're saying that Francisco Lindor painted an honest picture of the Mets clubhouse when asked about last season, noting that everyone is not best friends. He says, are we all best friends? That's not how it works in the clubhouse. He says they have a good dynamic and root for each other. And that's it.
I don't like that.
They're not all best friends. Like, that's not something you sort of say about your teammates. That rubs my cheeks in a really negative way. I don't want to hear that as a fan. Just keep the illusion alive, too. As a fan, like, when we started interviewing celebrities and athletes many years ago, when the velvet rope was pulled back a little bit too much, it sort of rubbed me the wrong way. When I realized that NFL players didn't know everyone on the team, but then, of course, it made sense. Like, I get it. There's so many.
53 guys?
Yeah, there's 53 guys. There's special teams, offense, defense. There's a lot of turnover, a lot of
practice players
in and out. But you had this little kid fantasy that they're a team.
Well, do you realize?
And you know what it felt like to be on a team, and you're like, but they're a team. When I realized they didn't all know each other's name, I'm like, you don't know your own team? But he's on your team. But that's how I felt.
You realize, like,
when I hear this, I feel the same way. I feel deflated. Like, you're supposed to love each other.
I don't like it. If anything, like, you want
pretend.
You know how you want people to be genuine and real.
It's like radio. It's like radio shows. You think they're best friends, but when the show's over, they all go their separate ways and they don't talk at all.
Yeah.
That's not what happens on this show.
No, you two actually hang out all the time away from the studio.
Enjoy each other's company.
Sometimes reluctantly, but that's just life.
Yeah.
But yeah, we actually all get along, and we communicate all the time. It's like it's too much information. I don't like it. It rubs me the wrong way, and to me, it's the opposite of chemistry. Your name is what? Never heard of you.
Who?
Covino and Rich. Yeah, Covino and Rich. Who? That makes sense. We're the best show you never heard of. We're the best show your friends never heard of. Covino and Rich, so let them know.
Thanks, guys.
The infamous, which is more than famous, CNR on FSR, taking the world by, I wouldn't say storm, I'd say scattered showers for now. But we have big plans. Danny G's on the phones at 877-99 on Fox. Ryan is here. We got Lowenkron. I'm thinking just of so many different examples, but I think we made enough, but I have a few more. If you just joined us, we have lots to get to. Shaq Diesel trivia, prizes to give away. Lowenkron's got your updates.
He does. Look at him.
Ben Rice has a new endorsement of the New York Yankees. It's baseball eve, by the way.
I know. I'm excited, buddy. I got my Met shirt on today. I'm pumped.
Bruce, I feel like you get it on a day early. Bruce Pearl
I
claims,
do.
former Auburn coach, University of Tennessee coach, college basketball coach, Bruce Pearl says he never heard of Eminem. Let's play the clip one more time because I first saw this on Awful Announcing, then Danny G sent it to me, and it sort of went
made the
viral.
rounds, yeah.
It made the rounds. Bruce Pearl talking about Eminem.
Do we not have
Knees weak, arms are heavy. Coach, do you know what that's in reference to?
Tell me.
Have you seen the movie 8 Mile?
I haven't. Lose control, Marshall Mathers.
Do you know what 8 Mile's about? What do you think 8 Mile's about?
I don't know. I don't.
You know the rapper Eminem?
I don't.
Oh, this is incredible.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out later. All right, so UCLA.
I don't.
Hold on, no. I have another
We got you.
maybe question. You know how like very prominent, powerful men have certain tactics. Maybe if they shut it down, he's like, if they keep talking to me about this, I'll be exposed as being a cornball because I know who he is, but I don't want them to continue. So I'm just shutting it down right now.
That's a tactic.
Like maybe there's a tactic there of like, yeah, like if you're talking to me about hockey, I'm going to try to change the subject, the conversation because I'm not a big hockey guy, right? So maybe it's just one of those maneuvers. Because how in the world do you not know a world famous guy who transcends rap and hip hop? He was just famous. Eminem. I was saying I grew up in New Jersey where there wasn't a country station my entire life, right? But that's like saying I didn't know who Garth Brooks was. Like, of course I did because I was alive. This dude was a young man in the late 90s. He never heard of Eminem.
I know.
It's crazy.
There's something to be said about it. All right, let's go to the phone calls. Your thoughts on whether or not it's possible for Bruce Pearl not to have known Eminem. You know, and sometimes you do miss a big thing. Covino, off the air, you were telling me, if do people know the Jared Leto story?
We had Jared Leto on our show years ago, and he was actually a really great guest, really cool dude. I know he rubs people the wrong way sometimes, but I remember his story was that he was on some sort of, I don't know, religious retreat or ayahuasca adventure.
Like a wellness adventure.
He was on a wellness retreat or something. He was in the middle of a desert somewhere for a few weeks, came back, and everyone's wearing masks. And he was like the only guy that had no idea what happened. He's like, COVID, what the heck is that?
I'm going to look it
People
up.
are like, we're in quarantine. He didn't even know the word.
I'm going to look it up, but I think he went away for even longer without a phone or communication.
He
did
came back. He's like, what is going on?
What's happened? COVID, what's this?
So sometimes you miss things, but man, was he that into coaching? Is that a testament to how involved he was? But let's take your phone calls. We're live from Fox Sports Radio studio. And remember, be sure to check out the standings on Fox Sports Radio's Bracket Challenge, foxsportsradio.com. Hosts are competing against listeners. Congrats again to Joseph H. and Brian M., who are currently tied for first place. The winning bracket,
Show-offs.
yeah, after a championship is crowned, will win a $1,000 gift card. The Fox Sports Radio Bracket Challenge is presented by Webull.
It's time to get your financial portfolio game ready with Webull. Get powerful investing tools and real-time data all in one platform. Get started by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial, LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
And for one last time, to be fair, we've already established, if you just joined us, everybody misses something, especially in today's world of algorithms.
Not that big.
But we find this to be impossible.
It's very funny. All right, Danny, who do we got, buddy?
Let's start in Ohio. McKinney.
What's up, McKinney? Yo. What's up, McKinney?
What is up, fellas? How y'all doing today?
We're good, man. What do you think about this? Can you miss Eminem for the last 25 years?
No, man. Look, my mom was born in 1926. She's 97 years old, okay?
God bless her.
She knew who Eminem was because one day my nephews came in and she said, Did you see the Grammys where there was a whole bunch of these white boys running around with white hair and tank tops on? And there was like 100 of them.
Yeah, Grandma, that's Eminem. Your 90 or 100-year-old grandma knows. Point proven. Thank you, McKinney. Who else we got, Danny?
All right, let's go to Indiana. Kelvin.
Phones are hot. What's up, Indiana?
What up, Indiana, Kelvin?
Here's Kelvin. Here's Kelvin.
What's up, man?
Hey, Kay.
This is absolutely the best show on earth. And there's no way that Bruce Pearl and he's a colorful guy. He's not like a stuffed shirt type of guy that he did not know Eminem. There's no way. He's pulling a fast one or doing something crazy. And I want to say this, too, about the one thing you said before you break. what if Lynn Bias would have been alive? How much branding he would have done? Or how many endorsements Michael Jordan might not have got because they gave it to Lynn Bias?
Yeah.
I just want to throw it out there because he was an awesome player at the same time Michael Jordan was.
That's one of those. That's one of those we'll never know. Sad. That's one of the sadder ones. So
sad
it
what
always
if.
hurts thinking about that one. All right, we'll do one more and then we'll go to Isaac. Who do we got? Danny,
Let's go to West Virginia. Fred.
West Virginia. Fred, what's up, man?
Hey, Fred.
Yo, guys, so I think we can fix a lot of things. We've got a leader of men who does not know who maybe one of the greatest rap guys of our generation.
Yes, that's what makes us
and
wild.
then we've got a whole nother group of guys that are out here breaking their jaw because some idiot's online.
Yes, claviculars telling kids to break their jaws to have a more prominent jawline.
You're right. There's multiple problems going on.
That is another true story. I don't expect everyone to know that one, but it's true.
Yeah, I want to see if he has a solution, but let's go to Ilo first. What's up, Isaac? How are you, buddy?
Oh, it's a busy day in all sorts of respects, fellas. We start with some NFL news that just came down. Cincinnati Bengals re-signing quarterback Joe Flacco to a one-year deal. The NBA Players Association today issued a statement regarding the Milwaukee Bucks' reported desire to shut Giannis Antetokounmpo down for the rest of the season, saying that Antetokounmpo is healthy and ready to play, adding, quote, anti-tanking policies are only as effective as their enforcement. The integrity of the game itself will continue to suffer as long as ownership goes unchecked, unquote. Don't let employee turnover slow down business. Express Employment Professionals finds the talent you need to keep productivity on track. From the warehouse to the front office, Express staffs all jobs. Visit expresspros.com today. ESPN reports Golden State Warriors guard Moses Moody has been diagnosed with a season-ending torn patellar tendon in his left knee. Finally, Covino and Rich, trending right now in college basketball. New Providence head coach Brian Hodgson for this statement that he made just a short time ago during his introductory press conference. Listen.
If you ever want to question my recruiting abilities, just take a look at my wife, Jordan.
Back to you guys.
That's awesome.
You know what? I always said that, like, when people would ever question me or Covino giving advice on dating, I'm like, we dated and ended up with some pretty good-looking women. That's the proof of the pudding.
Don't take my marriage advice, but yeah, you can take my
don't do that.
dating advice. Absolutely.
Exactly.
So more Brian Hodgson than clavicular.
Yeah, clavicular.
Yes. I can't believe we were talking about that guy. All right, hey, your feedback, your phone calls, most interactive show on Fox Sports Radio, Covino and Rich. Now, coming up, there is an endorsement that I'm sure Covino loves because he's a New York Yankee.
Ben Arroz, bro.
Ben
Rice.
Oh, can I tell you
It's
something?
like a match made in heaven.
Something you're going to hear for the next 6+ months. Covino being like,
Ben
yo,
Arroz.
Ben Arroz, bro. Yo, Ben Arroz. And you're going to hear him talk about Volpe and all these guys that you want to just roll your eyes at. But baseball starts tomorrow.
But it's okay when you're
So no!
Yeah, exactly.
Yo,
Get out of
Lindor,
here.
baby. Lindor. All right, Carson Bench maybe this year. You'll hear me talk about a lot. But anyway, we'll talk some baseball. But endorsements, what are the no-brainers that should be happening in the world of sports and entertainment? We'll get to that next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Every sports season is built on preparation, studying the trends and making the necessary adjustments to reach the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Investing deserves the same approach. With Webull, you have access to real-time market data, advanced tools, and an intuitive app designed to help you make informed decisions. Whether you're actively trading stocks, options, ETFs, and more, or planning for the long term, for you and your family with IRAs, cash management, and custodial accounts for children, Webull gives you the tools to invest your way all on one platform.
Man, that was a mouthful.
That is.
That's it. All right, anyway, looking to take your preparation to the next level, Webull's got you covered. Check out Webull's Learn resources and join their in-app community. You could discuss things like investing trends and what's happening alongside 25 million other users globally. And now with the help of Vega, their AI assistant, you get real-time analysis, watch list insights, and alerts when earnings drop on a stock you're invested in. So all this at Webull. Again, get your financial portfolio game ready by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
Team USA, consisting of the actual Team USA flag football
there's nothing
players.
professional. They're
They dominated.
amateur
Yeah, but they're the ones, right? They're the ones. They dominated their competition over the weekend, 106-44 in total points, 106-44 in the Fanatics Flag Football Classic. And we laughed when they said,
when Darrell Doucette,
they wanted to play over the pros.
remember, because we speculated, when it comes to the Olympics, who do you want to see out there? Do you want to see 50-year-old Tom Brady? And we joked, like, well, yeah, I mean, that's who you would want, and who better than – and we even said, well, maybe not we. Maybe you guys are all geniuses. But I remember saying –
No. In fairness, we speculated. Like, there is a different skill set. Who's to say that maybe he is better? He's younger, he's quicker, he knows the game.
But I do remember saying, like, you're telling me if you got, like, Tyreek Hill, Saquon Barkley, Tom Brady even throwing passes, like, the best of the best are going to kill anyone.
It's fair speculation even still. Because even Tom Brady said humbly that they're just really well coached. They had all their plays. They had one running play as opposed to this well-oiled machine that had tons and just purely dominated. So everybody was wrong. Anyone that doubted the U.S. flag football team was wrong because they beat everybody convincingly. And even Tom Brady had to tip his hat.
And throw a ball at Logan Paul, which I thought was cool.
That was fun, yeah.
It was fun. I thought it was worth watching the highlights on social media. That went down, but I figure we did have to bring that up simply because that Fanatics Flag Football Classic, to me, I was so baffled as to the differential of skill set. Like that one wide receiver that just he knew the moves. He knew to dip, to keep the flag away, like, little tiny moves that NFL players don't know. Like you said, they had a scheme of what, one running play?
Yeah. So, again, they're a well-oiled, polished flag football team. They should be the guys representing, maybe with a mixture of professionals or former professionals that could add something to the team. But, honestly, they proved otherwise, and props to them. I think we, meaning we as a collective show, and we who chimes in on social media, owe them an apology because we were wrong. Everybody was wrong, even though I did give them the fair, looking back, the fair
when that guy
benefit of the doubt that they could compete with guys like Tom Brady, and they could.
When he said he could out-flag football like the Mahomes of the world, I laughed out loud.
That's where we all criticized him because he talked a big game, but he backed it up. That's the thing. If you could back it up, you could talk all the. Is it really smack talk if you're backing it up? No, it's just the truth. At that point,
he backed it up so much. He backed it up, Terry.
Yeah, but it's just
back it up, Terry. Back it. He backed it up that much.
Are you talking smack? Or you talking the truth? No, I'm just talking the truth. I'll prove it right now.
When the Olympics do come around, would it be insulting if they're like, yeah, we're going to inject some NFL players into the mix for this flag football? Meanwhile, this Team USA is like, yo, we are the best, but for ratings and for buzz. Would it be the equivalent of giving someone with a name a podcast if they just gave it to the NFL guys, or what?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you don't need them at this point.
Though? I mean,
and I think what guys like Tom Brady and professionals and former professionals should do is endorse these guys and back them up and build them up so we could feel more invested in what they're bringing because these guys are good, dude.
Well, how
they
about
proved
this, Cove? How about this?
What a feather in your cap to say you beat guys like Tom Brady and all these former pros. The only one who really
current, by the way,
and current pros,
yeah,
and guys like OBJ who had some good moments. They're trying to use this to catapult themselves back into the NFL, which is kind of cool to see. So it also exposes the explosion of flag football. Like we've obviously speculated and have talked about it. We've seen our kids and nephews playing it, and we see it growing. Like growing up, flag football is something we did in gym class. It's the only time I ever played flag football
once a year
in my life. Now you're seeing
once a year
Joe Burrow with his pants around his ankles because it's being competed on at a high level.
I don't know how it was out here in California, Danny. On the East Coast, maybe once a year they dug a little deeper in that gym closet beyond the pennies and the hockey sticks.
Yeah.
And there was like an old box from the 70s of like crusty, cracked flags. And you'd play flag football for maybe like a week in high school and like middle school
gym
class.
It was real fun, but I remember even at that elementary level, the difficulty of getting the flag because you're running full speed and you're bouncing up and down trying to
flag pulling's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's a whole different skill. G and Ryan, Lowenkron's hanging, having fun on a Taco Tuesday. Thank you guys for being here. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, and it's time for our Tire Rack play of the day. Wemby talking a big game, playing the big game. Wemby making a late push for MVP.
5 minutes gone here in the second half. Wembanyama on the right elbow will hand to Vassell, turn in the corner, lobs it back up to Wemby, and he throws it down on another alley-oop.
And
they got a knack in San Antonio for always acquiring the best big guys, generation after generation, huh?
Oh, yeah, and like I said, not only walking the walk, talking the talk, telling everybody that he should be the MVP because he plays both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Really cool to hear. I kind of love the confidence in the evolution.
I like it too.
Wemby.
SGA does play defense, though, so
Right.
he's most likely going to get another MVP award.
So he's campaigning hard, but Spurs beat the Heat 136-111. That call was courtesy of 1200 News Radio, WOAI, Spurs Radio Network. That's our Tire Rack play of the day.
And for over 40 years, what's up, Tire Rack? You've been helping us find the right tires for how, what, and where we drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection, convenient installation options like mobile tire installation, TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Now, based on Ben Rice, New York Yankee, baseball starts up tomorrow. In fact, Yankees-Giants first pitch, I guess you'd say. Opening day.
Netflix.
Opening day, Yankees, Giants, and then there's baseball every week until after Halloween. So
Can't wait.
I'm
I got
excited.
plans every night.
If you love baseball, get ready. 162 starts tomorrow.
So Ben Rice is one of those dudes that, if you watch the Yankees, this guy, he could hit. Like, they made room for him. I like to think the way that Fox Sports Radio made room for us, the Yankees made room for Ben Rice. They really did. They're like, can you catch? Okay, we're going to keep your bat in the lineup.
What can you do? Tell me what you can do.
They just wanted to keep his bat in the lineup, and they just want to play him because he's good. The dude could hit.
Like the Mets, Bo Bichette, we need you. Can you play third base? Can you, make room for the stars and get the players
It's a
you
life
want.
lesson. If you produce and if you're good, people will find a spot for you.
I always tell kids, as I coach, I always say, if a coach ever asks you, where could you play? Where do you want to do? I always tell adults this too. Where do you need me? Where do you need me? Nothing worse than a grown man or a kid playing rec sports where they're like, I play shortstop or center field. No, hey, coach.
The Yankees had Goldschmidt. They had Austin Wells, but that dude was hitting so much. You're like, yeah, but how about you catch and play first base? We'll fit you in there wherever we can. So he's a real likable, lovable Yankee. Dude hits bombs, and I think he's only going to grow to be a better player. He's real likable, having fun out there kind of guy. And his name is Ben Rice, Ben Arroz. And, I'm looking up this story. I totally forgot. They removed – it's not Uncle Ben's Rice anymore.
Oh, that's right, because it was racist, right?
I mean, yeah.
Or something, I guess. I don't know.
Since 2020, they removed Uncle Ben as the spokesman. And it's now Ben's original.
Him and Aunt Jemima sitting on the beach retired somewhere.
Well, it's considered racially insensitive imagery and the name and the mascot. Uncle Ben is no longer.
So what is it now?
It's Ben's original.
Ben's original, okay.
So now it seemed like a partnership made in heaven. The dude's name is Ben Rice. He's on the Yankees, and his home run celebration is like he's eating rice. Yo, feed me thing.
And you know what? Since Uncle Ben's been long retired, perfect.
So it's now Ben Rice, the spokesman of Ben's original. The Rice. And they got this whole partnership going on. It's really nice, actually. To kickstart the effort, the partnership helps provide access to up to 2,200 meals for kids facing food insecurity through No Kid Hungry, inspired by the number 22 on Ben Rice's jersey.
See, that's beautiful.
Yeah, Ben's original will donate to No Kid Hungry to help kids access up to 2,200 meals with this partnership. So it all works out, but it got us thinking. Since this seems to be like a partnership written in the stars, the dude's name is Ben Rice.
Yeah.
What are some other missed opportunities as far as endorsements? Rich already gave one. OJ, rest in peace, could have been a great spokesman for Cutco.
That was a bad joke. I apologize for that one. OJ and knives, my bad.
Or isotoners. I mean, there was something going on there, right? So what are
for isotoner gloves if you're cold? What about Joe Burrow? Oh, it's cold.
Joe Burrow.
Oh, it's cold here in Cincinnati. Burr.
What are some other partnerships?
We talked a lot about Cam Skataboo on yesterday's show. How about him for Tylenol?
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
You like banging your head into stuff and don't believe in CTE?
How about
Advil?
How about some fast acting? So any other ideas, hit us up at 877-99 on Fox. We got more here on Covino and Rich.
The endorsements that need to happen.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
In the NFL, the Cincinnati Bengals are re-signing quarterback Joe Flacco to a one-year deal. Tampa Bay Buccaneers linebacker Levante David announced his retirement today after 14 seasons, all with the Bucs. The Atlanta Falcons are signing running back Brian Robinson Jr. The NBA Players Association issued a statement today regarding the Milwaukee Bucks' reported desire to shut Giannis Antetokounmpo down for the rest of the season, saying that Antetokounmpo is healthy and ready to play, adding, quote, anti-tanking policies are only as effective as their enforcement. The integrity of the game itself will continue to suffer as long as ownership goes unchecked, unquote. ESPN reports Golden State Warriors guard Moses Moody has been diagnosed with a season-ending torn patellar tendon in his left knee. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
You think Bruce Pearl ever heard of us? Probably not.
No, I would say no.
Covino and Rich. Remember the name. Fort Minor style.
We're going to find out because I emailed his contact last hour.
That's
no
funny.
way, really?
When you said, remember the name Fort Minor, do people know who was in that group?
They should.
Come on.
You ever heard of Mike Shinoda?
Lincoln Park's Mike Shinoda and Holly Brook, who is Skylar Gray.
That's right.
Same person.
So we're dropping fun facts here. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. We're one day away from baseball, so we're super pumped. Broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, and we be rocking out. Let's go. Let's go.
Now, by the way, just a reminder, professional wrestling fans,
like
Big Ryan, I know I enjoy me some wrestling.
You know Big Ryan wrestled, right?
Yeah. He was the, wasn't he in Billy Madison, the Revolting Blob?
No, he really did.
I know he did.
What are you talking about? Yes, I did. Yes.
Yes, I want to hear all about it. But first,
I'm
let me
sure
tell
you
you
do.
that the action continues every week. TNA, Thursday Night Impact every week. Don't miss the adrenaline, the drama, and the nonstop action as you watch your favorite TNA wrestling stars. For Showtime's more info, visit TNAWrestling.com.
Now, speaking of wrestlers, Rich, I have some wrestling endorsements that could have happened. Maybe will happen one day. And it's all based on this Ben Rice story because baseball's starting. It's perfect. He's now the spokesperson for Ben's Original Rice.
Isn't that special?
It's no longer Uncle Ben's Rice. It's just Ben's Original Rice now. So Ben Rice of the Yankees is the spokesman, and we're like, wow, how perfect is that? And they're giving back to the community, to hungry kids and everything. So what are some other endorsements that just seem so perfect that they got to happen? Let's make them happen. Speaking of wrestling, how about this one? I got a few. Can I give you a few?
Wrestlers?
Yeah.
Okay.
How about Dwayne The Rock Johnson for Blue Chew? Get it?
Johnson.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
And the ladies love it, too.
And the ladies love it, too. Hey, get it? Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
And
get it, guys? Rock Johnson?
Yeah, we get it.
Oh, okay,
and speaking of The Rock, do you see today, if you got kiddos, the Moana live-action trailer's out, and people are criticizing that The Rock's wearing like a bodysuit. Dude, that Maui character he plays is unrealistic.
Three times his size.
Even though The Rock is huge, I mean, people love to complain about anything, huh?
Rock Johnson.
I think it looks good. Rock Johnson, good one.
Huge.
By the way, Koa plays his song "You're Welcome" from that movie on repeat.
It's a good song. Good movie.
Oh, and by the way, you know what they're saying? That his wig also looks pretty weak, that they should have went with Troy Polamalu. His sponsorship with Head and Shoulders
that was a good one.
Is a great one, right? So what are some other ones that should happen based on Ben Rice and Polamalu and perfect fits? How about this one? I know it's old news, but it's still funny. How about Jameis Winston for the Boiling Crab?
Oh, it's a good one.
You like that one?
By the way, his reputation of being such a great guy has made people forget the stupid crab leg story, which was always silly anyway.
How about this one?
It's a good one.
How about Cal Big Dumper Raleigh for Toto Toilets? Hey, I'm Cal Big Dumper Raleigh for Toto Toilets.
He could record our Dude Wipes commercials.
I got one for. How about George Brett for dude wipes, and you're like, George Brett for dude wipes.
And then you remember that story.
And then you remember the story. Look, if you don't know the George Brett story, look it up on YouTube and thank us later.
That's to wipe extra pine tar off?
Oh, no.
Oh, if you don't know the George Brett story?
This is George. I had an accident in my pants Brett
I
story.
remember you guys bringing this up before.
Okay, how about this? How about this as a
Isaac Lowenkron knows because I think he ate with George Brett that night, right? Do you know that story? Let's go.
One of the great stories. Wait a minute. I just walked in. Yeah. We are talking about the George Brett story that he was overheard talking on the open mic about.
Yeah.
Greatest story of all time.
Vegas and had some bad crab legs. And okay.
They made a song out of that story. Danny G, I
During the
advise
break.
everybody to look it up when they're doing the bowl scroll later on tonight.
How appropriate.
How about, hey, I'm Phillip Rivers. Hey, I'm Tyreek Hill for Trojan condoms. How about this? Phillip Rivers for Trojan, maybe Tyreek Hill for Magnums. Maybe, I don't know. Because let's just say they have a lot of kids combined, right? How about that? How about this? LeBron James for Dr. Scholl's. And if you're thinking, why Dr. Scholl's? Have you seen his BATs, his busted ass toes? This guy needs something to protect those footsies. And I thought of this just based on Lowenkron's update about Joe Flacco. How about Joe Flacco for Centrum Silver? Centrum Silver 50. How old is this guy? He's got another contract, but good for him, man. So those are some that came to mind off the dome of other partnerships that need to happen based on Ben Rice with Ben's Original Rice.
I got one. I was a big league manager for decades, but now that I'm retired, I'm Dusty Baker. And here's my Cuisinart. Baking with Dusty, or Baker Mayfield, but I like Dusty Baker.
Dusty Baker. I picture him with a chef's hat on. Yeah, I like
Dusty
that.
Baker.
That's a good one.
He bakes in retirement, or what? You can have Chris Sale for anything. I'm Chris Sale with a sale.
Oh, I like that.
What about some like outdoorsy crap?
I know
with,
Chris Sale's prices are insane.
Justin Fields, anything nature-wise, like
I like.
Pool installation with Jordan Poole.
Justin Fields sounds like a cookie company.
What about Jalen doesn't hurt with Advil?
Oh,
Justin hurts, but not with Bayer. You know.
How about Steph Curry for McCormick Curry Powder?
Not a bad one. What about?
Yeah, that's an obvious one. Like Ben Rice.
Ben Rice.
Yeah, like how does that not happen?
What about if Mookie could bet? It would be with DraftKings. Mookie bets.
So there's no wrong answers, and that's another good one. Like, it's in the name. It's so obvious. It's either in the name, which is great and obvious, and how does that not happen, or it's in the reputation or a story, and it's probably something fun.
I would say other than Ben Rice being the new face of what used to be formerly Uncle Ben's, now Ben's Rice.
Ben's Original.
I think that is one of the most obvious ones since our pal, Mike Tyson. Since Mike Tyson made the edible gummy ears.
Mike bites.
To me, that was, and by the way, they will knock you on your ass. We met the Tyson folks, and they gave us a bunch of free samples.
That's the point.
Mike
bites will knock you on your ass in 90 seconds.
I was like, 10 milligrams. That seems a little more. But no, Mike bites. The fact that he was selling edible ears, to me, was hilarious. Like, that was someone's silly idea that came to fruition.
And
that's what this really is, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
it's a great partnership for real. So, hey, now we open up the phones. There's no wrong answers. What are some other partnerships that need to happen based on this? 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox. We'll take a few phone calls and start playing some games, giving away some prizes. Who do we got, Danny G?
Let's start in New Mexico with Alan.
What up, Alan?
I just wanted to, you guys halfway stole what I was going to say, but it's Mike Tyson with Tyson Chicken.
That's good, yeah. Hey, it's Mike Tyson. I love chicken strips.
It's a different Tyson, but I still love it. Like,
hey, it's Mike Tyson. Don't confuse me with Tyson's chicken, but I still love it. That's so funny. Yeah, or even Tyson Fury. How about Tyson Fury, right?
Yeah.
It should happen.
All right, let's go to Sacktown. Sacramento, Steve.
Yo, what up, Steve?
Hey, guys, the biggest missed one of all time was Rice-A-Roni. Back in the 80s, Rice-A-Roni was extremely popular, and their slogan was Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. There was a player who caught the ball in San Francisco called Jerry Rice. Man, it was made in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, why are you talking to me like I'm Bruce Pearl? I know I know who Jerry Rice is. I'm a 49ers fan.
Lifetime supply of rice-a-roni, man.
Hey, Bruce Pearl, you ever hear of Jerry Rice? No, never heard of him.
He never heard
I think he was just making a point of how obvious it would have been.
No, I know. Of course, I know. I just always thought that there was like, maybe I guess it was never an official endorsement, but everyone said it. They called the rice-a-roni tree Jerry Rice. You know.
Hey, did Refrigerator Perry, like back in the day, have a GE partnership or anything? Like, because he should have. I mean, I remember seeing him.
You need a fridge.
Exactly. Like, I remember seeing him pose with pictures. He was the Refrigerator Perry, but that would have seemed like an obvious one back then. So, any other examples? Feel free to chime in. You could call up 877-99 on Fox, or leave it at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio on social media.
I mean, whose shirt do I have on today, Covino?
Lindor.
What if he was like, I got screen doors, I got garage doors, I'm Lindor.
Lindor for screen doors.
No.
Hey, dude, I told you there's no wrong answers here. Yeah, I mean, if you're making your pitch, some are going to stick, some are not
some
going
are
to
going to stink.
Yeah, some are going to stink, some are going to stick, and some are going to stink.
Let's go all the way to Alaska. Matt.
Alaska. What's up, Matty Matt?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing today?
We're good, man. What's the endorsement that should be happening?
Well, I think the NASCAR driver from when I was a kid in the 90s, Dick Trickle, should have partnered with Depends.
I like that. That's a good one.
Genius.
Hey, I'm Dick Trickle, and
well, you get up there in age, and sometimes you need
as you get older, you have a little, trickle. You know what? Someone said you missed the boat for Lindor. Lindor truffles. Right?
You know how to even think of that?
Yep, Lindor truffles. Think about that. Hey, I'm Francisco Lindor. Do you like chocolate? No, I mean, but do you really like chocolate? So you could have done that. If you want to chime in with more, like, oh, wow, are all these people calling up for the contest or because they got some?
They're calling on this topic like Greg. Yeah, Greg in Michigan.
Hey, we're making pitches. Let's make it happen. Who do
Elevator
we got?
pitches.
That's right. Who do we got? 877-99 on Fox. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio, having fun on a Tuesday.
Greg, you're on the air.
What up, Greg?
Hey, yeah, I got one for you here. Aaron Rodgers, and he's going to represent Giorgio Fresh Mushroom Company. And get this, they're based in Pennsylvania.
I like it. Because he's on the shrooms.
Yeah.
He's on shrooms in Alaska. I like it.
Not the shrooms you might have thought, but Aaron Rodgers here.
Hey, it's Aaron Rodgers here, and you may have heard I'm a big fan of shrooms.
Yeah, Ryan didn't like that.
Ryan, you know what? Ryan buzzed you, but I liked it.
Actually, Ryan's like the Simon Cowell of our panel.
That's fine.
Ryan,
That's
keep
fine.
it up. Keep
That's
it up.
fine.
You be the harsh judge here.
Who else do we got?
I'm too easy.
No, I do. I like it. That was creative. Who else do we got, Danny G? 877-99 on Fox. And if you don't get through, again, at Covino and Rich on social media.
Let's talk to Al in St. Louis.
Hey, Al.
Chiming in on the name game. This guy plays for the Pelicans, Queen. He got the Dairy Queen thing going.
Dairy Queen?
The rookie.
Queen on the Pelicans? Dairy Queen? That could work. Listen, you got to be somewhat of a star, but if the name fits so perfectly, it just makes perfect sense for them to do this, even locally, right?
Seen some funny ones, man. LeBron, this is from Wes in Vegas. LeBron James for Bosley Hair System. That's
just mean. That's just not.
That's just so.
That's
wrong.
not funny. That's just accurate and mean.
That is mean. You should be embarrassed. There was someone for Big. Who could be the spokesman for Big Red? Who comes to mind?
Quarterback of the Super Bowl winning Seahawks.
That's a good one. Darnold for Big Red.
Sam Darnold.
I like that.
All right, let's go a couple quickies, then we'll move on. We'll play a little. What trivia we got today? We got Shaq Diesel.
Shaq Diesel stopping by. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Who do we got, Danny?
Speaking of endorsements, Shaq's got his hand in everything. Kevin in Wisconsin.
What up, Kev?
Hey guys, I always thought it would have been good if Evander Holyfield would have signed up with like a bell tone or something like that for the hearing aids.
After getting his ear bitten off. All right, hey, thank you guys. We'll continue with the feedback at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio. Danny G says we got one last one.
We'll do one last one.
Move on.
Phones are all hot. People, but you know what it is?
Appreciate it, guys.
You know what we just did, guys? And I say this politely. We went dummy fishing and caught millions of people.
Yeah.
Because it's such a fun, dumb thing to This is like, honestly.
Answered 100 calls here. All right, Mark in Illinois, your caller 101.
Yo, what up, Mark?
What's going on? Love you guys.
Thanks, buddy. What do you got?
You were talking about Refrigerator Perry having a commercial. Don't you remember when I can't remember what company it was, but when you open the door, the light comes on.
When you open the door, the light comes on.
Why does that sound familiar? I don't know it, though. Sounds familiar, though. All right. Thank you.
No. No.
I'm
going to go home now.
I just don't know it, but thank you.
All right. You know what we're going to do next? We're going to do a little
our buddy Spot hit us up. Says, how about Brock Purdy for Sephora? Hey, I'm Brock Purdy for Sephora to make you look purdy. That's so dumb.
Oh, look purdy.
Spot.
Look purdy. That's a good Spot. I like it. I like it.
Spot.
How about Cam Newton for lids?
How about Cam Newton for Fig Newtons? Hey, I'm Cam. I eat them by the sleeve. I can't eat just one. I eat them by the sleeve. In fact, I got them under my hat right now. Fig Newtons are my favorite.
That would be funny if he picked up one of his tall hats.
He picked up his hat. It's the whole sleeve. Of Fig Newtons. Yeah, that's a commercial.
Why do I wear a hat all the time? To hide my Fig Newtons.
Dude, you just nailed it. People always ask me, Cam, why you wear this funny mouthy hat on TV? I'll tell you why. Because I love Fig Newtons. That's why. That's why. Cam Newton for Fig Newtons.
Dumbest thing and funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. All right, 877-99 on Fox. Phones are lit for this, but we got to play some Shaq Diesel trivia. If you want to win, we'll give away some Covino Rich Fox Sports Radio goodies, some koozies and football. So, hey, you want in? Call now. We'll play next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Okay, so Covino and Rich.
What do you got under that hat, Cam?
Is your Fig Newtons? Is your business struggling to find a qualified candidate? Well, you're not alone. Nearly half of hiring decision makers say finding top talent is their biggest challenge. And with the average cost per hiring nearing $4,700, every new employee is an investment.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. So how about you hire differently? Let Express Employment Pro streamline the hiring process, saving you time and money. Get started at expresspros.com. Now, there's also hidden costs with hiring. Lost productivity, endless interviews, and the impact on team morale that could add up fast. So with Express, you make hiring more efficient. Just visit expresspros.com, find the location near you, get started. Express recruiters expert recruiters at Express have a local network of talent ready to go to work. Keep people in the center of your hiring process with your local Express team.
Don't let turnover slow you down. Focus on growing your business while Express finds the talent you need to succeed. From the warehouse to the front office, Express staffs all jobs. Whether you need contract workers or new full-time staff members, fast-track hiring with Express.
Visit expresspros.com today. Express Employment Professionals, building your workforce, supporting your success.
Cam Skataboo putting his foot in his mouth. He's on this podcast, the Frank Delana podcast, Bring the Juice. And Delana, I'm summarizing here, says, hey, Skataboo, you think CTE is a real thing? CTE. And Skataboo says, no, it's an excuse. Delana goes,
oh, Jesus.
I think asthma's an excuse, too. Skataboo says, yeah, that's a good take. Asthma's fake. You're soft. Just breathe air. Now,
sounds like
here's the
he's
thing.
being funny.
He got a lot of backlash because CTE is a serious thing, and so is asthma. Not trying to downplay. Rich, you suffered from asthma growing up, am I right?
I did, and that's why I believe it's fake.
Or did asthma suffer from Rich Davis? I don't know. I'd go with that. But that's why you think it's fake? Hold that note. Because as of today, he got so much backlash that he had to apologize, saying that it was a tasteless joke and he didn't mean it. And, you know, I think he did the right thing to take the heat off of him.
Yeah, but when people apologize, I often wonder, to who? Who was really offended? Tell me who was offended that Cam Skataboo had to be like, oh, I'm sorry, guys.
I mean, social media.
Were you offended?
No.
Danny,
I was doing the backstroke in Pismo Beach.
No.
Yeah, what's up,
Was
Dak?
anyone offended by Cam Skataboo knowing that he's like a knucklehead funny guy, that he's like, CTE, asthma, I don't believe in it.
Well, that's what I want to start with. You already said it. I think we
can't joke
need
around.
to take a little bit of accountability in saying, like, hey, how do we not – all right, maybe you don't know, and that's fine. But knowing what we know from Cam Skataboo, don't you get like a Rob Gronkowski, like meathead sort of vibe from the guy? Like he's a fun-loving guy who, if you were like, yo, Cam, ram your head through the wall, he would be the type to do that. So knowing the messenger, like I'm not that mad about it. Outside looking in, if you don't know the guy, then I could see you being like, who is this bonehead saying these stupid things? So I would say if you know.
It's like not knowing the source. Like,
yeah, but some people don't. Right? So those are the people that are offended.
Yeah.
You and I, we kind of understand who he is.
Yeah, and his teammates have said he has the biggest personality in the locker room.
So then you could maybe assess, like, oh, he was probably just being a bonehead and saying stupid
you know what?
things.
He's goofing around on a podcast.
Based on what you're saying, our show, if you've been with us for years, here at Fox or even before that at SiriusXM, you know our personality. So, like, I do notice once in a while there'll be someone new listening that isn't really up on, Rich is this way or Covino's this way. And you're right, it's if you don't know someone's personality, like if you don't know Cam Skataboo is a knucklehead.
He says, I recently did an interview and I had a lapse of judgment, which resulted in me making a tasteless joke about CTE and asthma. It was never my intention to downplay the serious of head injuries or asthma.
Mm-hmm.
I sincerely apologize to anyone that was offended by my remarks, and I assure you that I'll be more mindful and respectful going forward. Much love, Skataboo. And I think that's a great approach. He apologized, took accountability.
I don't think he should apologize.
I think well, what's he going to do?
Let
me explain. I'm just a bonehead.
All right, I'll give you this. I guarantee if people don't know my sense of humor, when I said before the break, what do you rather do? Find $5 in your pocket or have your college's women's team win the tournament?
I want the good karma.
I mean,
you could have the $5. Let them win and be happy, and maybe I'll get some happipiness in return.
Should I be like, guys, I respect women's sports. If you know me, I'm just a big goofball, and I really didn't mean it. Like, if you have to explain every joke, then what's the point of comedy?
Fine, but he's not a comedian, right? So I'm with you. I agree with you. I basically said the same thing. The people that are offended are probably people that don't know him or people that have been severely affected by this.
But I just hate the idea of having to explain a punchline for like two people.
Well, you know what? You could also say if you have to explain a punchline, it wasn't that funny.
That's all. Like, you can't make that kind of joke for the masses. It's going to be misinterpreted. It's going to be people are going to take it the wrong way because there are some people that are like, you can sit back with your friends and make that kind of joke.
It's all
because you all know each other so well.
But you know what I think, Sam? I think he's on a podcast. It feels intimate. He's just being himself. He forgets for a minute. Like, yeah, millions of people are going to hear this because you are Cam Skataboo. And you say some bonehead things, and you're just having fun, but in return, or as a result, you do offend a few people. He apologized.
But I do.
It's really not that big of a deal.
No, I know, but I'm saying when we take it to relationships.
Go ahead.
If you said something that offended your girlfriend,
okay,
and you're like, yeah, I'm so sorry I upset you.
Yeah,
What would she say? You don't really mean you're sorry.
You don't even know what you're sorry
You don't
about.
even know what you're sorry about.
That's what she would say.
And you're like, yeah, babe, I'm sorry. And she's like, for what? You don't even know. You're just saying I'm sorry. And I just feel like that is what we see so much just in life. Like,
no, it's I'm sorry if you were offended. You're not apologizing and saying sorry for the actual, transgression,
I'm
but you're
sorry.
apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry that you were you took it the wrong way.
John Spytek for like Bushnell binoculars or something.
Good one.
You know?
What about the late great Vince Scully for winter hats?
I'm
Vince Scully. Check out my Scullys.
Could have happened.
Man.
Should have happened. Oh, man. We got all these people calling about these branding endorsements.
Shaq is in the blue kitchen. He's not going to like this.
Shaq does not like to wait, but we'll get to your phone calls at 877-99 on Fox. We are Covino and Rich, the most interactive, most inclusive show on radio. Thank you guys for hanging with us. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, I'm Steve Covino. That is Rich. We're pumped about Baseball Eve. I'm Baseball Steve right now. I got my Yankee hat on. Danny G getting ready for his Dodgers.
Who do your Dodgers start the season against? Do you even know? Have you taken a look?
To be honest with you, my whole brain has been into our show.
Okay,
Yeah.
Bruce Pearl.
No, I'm serious.
No, I'm
But
just kidding. No, honestly,
is it
I don't-
Rockies?
I don't know either because I don't really. I want to ignore it until it's there, or else like I'm anticipating.
I'm sorry.
Too
I'm
much.
sorry to put you on the spot, Danny. I just think I know you're such a Dodgers fan. I thought you.
No, I mean I know we're doing the Freeway Series right now. Oh, Diamondbacks. Okay.
Diamondbacks. I was gonna say, who's one of your pitchers? Tyler.
Glasnow. He's been hot this.
I say leave off the W. Glass no for paperware, paper plates and cups.
Boy.
No glass no. No.
That for
And now we've hit the end. I think. Okay.
No, we got people
No,
on.
there's callers.
We got callers. And by the way,
Glass,
Ryan's
no.
here. Lowenkron is here. We're Covino and Rich, and we're setting up potential endorsements, our elevator pitches, because Ben Rice is now the spokesman for Ben's Original Rice. Ben Rice of the New York Yankees. He's an up-and-coming superstar for sure. You'll be hearing more about him throughout the year. If not on the news, it's from me. How about that? From me. And are you into video games before we get to your phone calls? Well, celebrities are just a good time. The Global Gaming League is a video game league with celebrity-owned teams. From T-Pain to Neo, competing in everything from Call of Duty to Tetris. Sign up and join the league now at globalgamingleague.com.
Global Gaming League. Gotta love that. And professional wrestling fans, the action continues every week. TNA, Thursday Night Impact, happens every week, and don't miss the adrenaline, the drama, and the total nonstop action as your favorite TNA wrestling stars go at it. For showtimes and more info, visit TNAWrestling.com. Now, we are going to play Shaq Diesel trivia. So if you want to be our contestant, the phones are all lit, but they're not with contestants.
This is 2 shows in a row where my game got hijacked by a really good topic.
I know.
And I'm not mad at it.
Hey, speaking of wrestling, though, if Randy Savage was alive, maybe he'd do like a spin on Sauvage cologne. That'd be funny. Just because it was so... Ooh, it smells so good. Sauvage, Randy Savage.
No.
Let's start in Indiana. James has been holding.
What up, James?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, buddy?
We need to stop the mess from running. Get Geno Atkins napkins.
I keep reading that. Geno Atkins napkins.
That's really funny.
I like it.
Yeah, honestly,
he went with the rhyme endorsement.
Well, you know what it is? It's one of those, like, if you're a PR person or an agent, they're thinking of these things all the time. Whether you,
they're looking for a pitch man.
Like, we're having like a silly conversation about it, but you don't think agents are contacting companies being like, hey, I got some clients in the NFL and NBA, and like, yeah, well, think of the name tie-in, Atkins napkins. Like, these things are being pitched all the time. I know that sounds ridiculous.
This is a true story based on an interview Rich and I had with Dennis Haysbert. What is Dennis Haysbert known for? Are you in good hands? Are you in good hands with Allstate, right? Are you in good hands? Dennis Haysbert, you're an actor. You played
Pedro Serrano
in Major League. How
Joe
do you
Boone.
become the Allstate guy? Are you in good hands? Because they did some testing and they were looking for spokespeople, and he was like voted as one of the most trustworthy actors because he played the president.
He played the president on 24.
So because he was the president on the show, the general public was like, "Hey, we trust that guy."
Exactly.
So people are always looking for those celebrities or athletes to be their pitchmen, and whoever, if it rings right or feels right, that's what they go with. It's as simple as that.
All right, let's talk to another James, our boy in Virginia this time.
Yo, what up, James?
Hey, James.
Gentlemen, thanks for taking my call. Happy Tuesday, guys.
Back at you, man.
Big time, all the time, every time. And I love the Nerf football, just to throw that out there real quick, man.
But you know what? If we don't, Danny, did anyone else call up yet for this?
We will end. So what we'll do what we did yesterday.
Okay.
We'll end the show with our game.
Well, you know what? Put this guy on hold as a backup. He wants to play too. I don't mind that. He's ambitious. I like it. Hey, you don't get something you don't ask for it, right?
If Taco Fall would have translated, he could have been a Taco Bell spokesman.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right?
James, you had a branding idea. Did he share that?
What do you got, James?
I got 4 for you real quick, rapid fire, man. I'm gonna go. The obvious one that popped in my head right away was Peyton Manning and Omaha State. Omaha. I had Luka Sambuca and Homes.com with Patrick Mahomes, and to bring it full circle, Bruce Pearl's Pearls.
Bruce Pearl's Pearls.
Bruce Pearl's Pearls. Dude, wait, what was the Mahomes one he said?
Homes.com.
Oh, Holmes.
You're
looking for Mahomes?
That's so
what was what we all laughed at because it rhymed and it was dumb?
Atkins napkins.
No, the one that he just said.
The Luca one.
Luka Sambuca. That's so dumb. I love it. Thank you, man. Thank
This
you.
is getting out of hand.
All right.
All right, Brian in Maine.
Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Hey,
How's it going, guys?
What's up, man?
How about Howie Long for extends?
Oh, that's a good one.
Howie Long.
Yeah, that's a real good one. How has that not happened?
There you go. Ryan approves.
Yeah, of course Ryan liked that one.
But it does make you think, right? Like, with a name like Howie Long, he should have been doing those Nutrigenics commercials. Like, how did Frank Thomas step into that?
Yeah, right.
The ladies love it too.
Yeah, the big hurt. Maybe that's why they went with the nickname.
I guess the ladies gave him that nickname in the 90s.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe. All right, maybe that's how. I never thought of it that way.
All right, one last call on this topic, and then we'll get our update from Ilo. Let's talk to Ron in Rochester.
Hi, Ron.
Hey, yeah, how about Tom Brady and Ron Gronkowski playing flag football for Celsius Energy Drink? It takes you to a different degree for a dynamic career.
Dude, I kind of went all serious on it. We could end on that. I love it.
I mean, that was like an actual, but that was like an actual pitch.
Yeah, I like it. That was good. Hey, elevator pitch. Thank you guys again. Continue the feedback on our live stream. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. We're streaming live right now. I'm the guy wearing my Red Hot Cholo Peppers t-shirt because I'm loving the Chili Pepper documentary. Rich Davis getting ready for his Mets. We're streaming live feedback, and of course you could hit us up at Fox Sports Radio at Covino and Rich.
Now let's go to Isaac Lowenthron. He should wear one of those Tron helmets.
Ah, Lowenthron.
Well, no, the classic one tonight. Let it be Lowenkron.
Oh yes,
Let it be Lowenkron.
Let it be Lowenkron.
Back in the day, that was my nickname in elementary school. Guy who was in elementary school around the same time as me, Joe Flacco, because in the NFL, the Cincinnati Bengals re-signing Flacco to a one-year deal. 2026 going to be the 41-year-old Flacco's 19th season.
I heard he's wearing Rockport cleats. Is that true? Old guy cleats.
Yes. In the NFL, there's another endorsement idea.
Yep.
The NBA Players Association issued a statement today regarding the Milwaukee Bucks' reported desire to shut Giannis Antetokounmpo down for the rest of the season, saying that Antetokounmpo is healthy and ready to play, and adding, quote, anti-tanking policies are only as effective as their enforcement. The integrity of the game itself will continue to suffer as long as ownership goes unchecked, unquote. ESPN reports Golden State Warriors guard Moses Moody has been diagnosed with a season-ending torn patellar tendon in his left knee. Don't let employee turnover slow down business. Express Employment Professionals finds the talent you need to keep productivity on track. From the warehouse to the front office, Express staffs all jobs. Visit expresspros.com today. Finally, Covino and Rich, a bizarre story involving one of the top sports superstars in the entire world. The Athletic reports that Real Madrid soccer superstar Kylian Mbappe played 3 games with a partial ligament tear in his left knee after the team's medical staff performed an MRI on the wrong knee. Oh, your MRI came back fine. You're clear to play.
What?
The left knee was injured. They accidentally did an MRI on the right knee instead. Back to you.
Oh, wow.
That's why, honestly, you ever see people go into surgery and they, like, with a magic marker, like, this is the There's a reason. Human error.
I thought it had old Christian Bale clip. F sakes, you amateur. Right? Like, what an amateur move that is. That's so weak. So, again, thank you, Lowenkron. Professional wrestling fans, the action continues every week. TNA Thursday Night Impact every week. Don't miss the adrenaline, the drama, and the total nonstop action as you watch your favorite TNA wrestling stars. For showtimes and more information, visit TNAWrestling.com. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take your phone calls now if you want to play Shaq Diesel Trivia. Speaking of endorsements, who had more endorsements than Shaq Diesel? He's in every commercial. And he's got some questions for you. They're all multiple choice, and your chance to win some CNR prizes, CNR prize packs right now at 877-99 on Fox. We'll play next. Whack Diesel, Shaq Diesel Trivia. 877-99 on Fox if you want to play.
Perfect. And a deep thought about the world of trading cards. You talked before about how what were you way into before you discovered women?
Yeah.
Video games and baseball cards?
Pretty much.
There's a baseball card update that we'll get to, so we'll do that and some Shaq Diesel trivia next right here, Fox Sports Radio. Be dialing. Let's play.
So every sports season is built on preparation, studying the trends and making the necessary adjustments to reach the ultimate goal.
Yes.
Investing deserves the same approach. With Webull, you have access to real-time market data, advanced tools, and intuitive app designed to help you make informed decisions.
Whether you're actively trading stocks, options, ETFs, and more, or planning for the long term with your family's IRAs, cash management, or custodial accounts for children, Webull gives you all the tools to invest your way, all in one platform.
Looking to take your preparation to the next level? Check out Webull's Learn resources and join their in-app community feed to discuss investing trends and happenings alongside 25 million users globally. And now, to help streamline your trading activities and elevate your strategy, try Vega, Webull's personal market AI assistant that can give you real-time analysis, watch list insights, and alerts when earnings drop.
Yeah, so get your financial portfolio game ready by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosure.
We have a guest. Let's welcome at Kelly in Vegas. Kelly Stewart from Splash Sports is on the show. We caught up with Kelly at the Super Bowl, and now she's here to break down some March Madness, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Dipsy Doo Dunkaroo, baby.
How are you, Kelly?
Hey, Kelly.
Oh, good. I'm going to have to redeem myself from the Super Bowl, though. Man, that was,
What's your first thought when you look at a new bracket every March?
So I did a live show yesterday during Selection Sunday, and that was a first for me. So I've got the TV on. I'm managing 4 different personalities on air, and I'm going, okay, this is going to get to be a lot. And it really wasn't, because none of that matters. The power ratings set by Vegas matter so much more than the seedings. And I think the committee has started to almost align, right? Years before, we would be shocked. I can't believe X team is an 11 seed. I think it was North Carolina, NC State a few years ago. There was nothing outside of Missouri being a 10 seed that made me go, huh? What is going on here? Siena being a 16 seed was kind of funny. We had a Siena grad on the show, and he's throwing a fit. They should have been a 15 seed. But once we saw the 15s, it's like, no, they shouldn't. There was no team yesterday that I was surprised got in, and no one that got left out surprised me. It was a very just straightforward Selection Sunday, and that's so unusual for me.
At Kelly in Vegas, if you want to follow and play along on social media, at Kelly in Vegas. When you talk about the seeding, we're filling our brackets out for Fox Sports Radio. I'm just picking whatever. I'm wondering, with all these teams involved, and for the casual fans, is there any skill involved when choosing your bracket, when choosing these teams?
Oh, there has to be. But the number one skill that you need is luck. I mean, we've all seen that filling out the perfect bracket is like hitting the Mega Millions. It's got to be probably even higher odds than that. Truth be told, I do one bracket every single year just for fun, just so that I can kind of map things out. And it's not really to see who's going to win the national championship. It's to find spots after the round of 64 where I go, okay, here's who I've got circled. Here's who I want to look at to go a little bit farther than Vegas expects or than the selection committee expects. So we saw last year there was like hardly any upsets, and that was upsetting to me, right? I'm the queen of the underdogs. I want the chaos. I want the madness. And I'm hoping we see it a little bit this year, right?
Yeah.
2 years ago, Duquesne, I was in Mexico for one of my best friend's birthdays, and we're at this little tequila bar on the beach, and Duquesne upsets BYU, and the whole bar just goes nuts because that's what March is about. So I'm hoping we see some really fun things. Does my bracket have way too many of those? Of course it does.
Well, what is the strategy, Kelly? I mean, let's talk about making money now. Is this a sucker's time to bet, or is this a really great opportunity to make some money? Because there's a lot of point spreads, probably with, I mean, I know Vegas knows, but unfamiliar teams. You and I were talking before we went on this podcast that no one knows all these teams. There's hundreds of teams in college hoops. No one knows them all. No one knows, they beat that team.
What are you talking about? I see all these experts on social media all the time.
Exactly. Is there a strategy here? Is this an opportunity to make money or not?
No, of course, there's always an opportunity to make money where you can find an edge. And there's going to be some spots where you're paying a premium for the blue bloods, if you will, the Dukes of the world. Florida just won the national championship last year. So obviously people are expecting them to not necessarily run it back, but to go far in the tournament. A lot of people loved Michigan in January. They were the team to win it all. And guess what? Since then, they haven't covered the spread. And so everybody's jumped off the Michigan bandwagon. And my spidey senses start to go off and go, all right, maybe this is the time to start paying attention to Michigan now that everybody's written them off. I'm looking to fade some ACC teams. Okay. I'm looking to fade some of the bottom of the barrel SEC teams that did get in, right? Last year, they got 14 teams in it. This year, only 10. So at least the committee got that part right. But some of those teams that squeaked in, if you will, I'm looking to say, all right, you probably were on the fringe. They let you in because of the conference you were in, and I'm going to be betting against you early and often. I will say this, some of the, for just basic bracket strategy, if you are looking to do some upsets, 16 seeds versus 1 seeds are 2-76 all time.
I know.
To win, right?
Not a good one.
You're just advancing. I'm not even talking gambling. This is just for your bracketology. 15 seeds, 7-73. 14 seeds, 10-70. 13 seeds, 17-63. So kind of take that with a grain of salt. Nobody wants a chalky March Madness, but those really long shots are that for a reason.
Covino and Rich Show, everything at Covino and Rich. Again, streaming live, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Our bonus podcast is also there. Check it out. We did a whole March Madness special with at Kelly in Vegas. She had great March Madness insight. That continues again on Thursday, but the podcast is up. Overpromised with Covino and Rich on our YouTube page. Right now, we're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And have you ever wiped with a piece of dry toilet paper and wondered,
oh, no,
is this as good as it gets? Didn't it happen to you in Dominican Republic?
I told you I was in the DR. Nice resort, but they had single-ply toilet paper, and all I could think about is you guys in commercials for dude wipes.
Well, you got to switch to life-changing wet, extra large flushable dude wipes because wetter just cleans better. Available at Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude wipes, best clean, pants down.
And for over 40 years, Tire Rack, they've been developing customer relations because you know what they do? They find the right tires for you no matter where you drive, what you drive, or how you drive. And they're shipped fast and free. They got free road hazard protection, convenient options like mobile tire installation, all at TireRack.com. The way tire buying should be. Thank you, Tire Rack. All right, now it's time. We do this every week. We give away prizes. We have some fun. It's time for Shaq Diesel Trivia.
Whenever we say not to name drop, that means we're about to name drop.
I'll name drop.
Oh, my goodness.
Not only are CNR friends with Tyson and Mahomes,
hey, man,
they're also buddies with the big Aristotle.
Hey, what's up? It's Big Shaq Diesel, a.k.a. Shaq Fu, a.k.a. Shaq Daddy, a.k.a. the Big Aristotle. Guess what? It's time to win some CNR prizes.
Time for some basketball trivia.
Shaq Diesel basketball trivia.
What he said.
I used to break bad boys, now I'm breaking records for FSR Radio.
Shaq Diesel basketball trivia.
All right, our FSR security walking broke Shaq Fu into the main studio.
Hi, Shaq.
I hear you guys talking about endorsements. How about, can I take you back to 2002?
Yes.
Radio Shack. That's right.
Radio Shack.
Radio Shack. That's me. How about my guy Barkley, Charles Barkley for Bark Bite Dog Treats.
Bark Bite Dog Treats. You know, it's not a bad one.
Get it, Barkley?
I get. Thank you.
It was nice to have you in here. Season winding down.
That's right.
Who's your favorite to win it all?
Right now? OKC.
Yeah, chalk. Going chalk.
OKC.
OKC.
All right.
That's right.
Let's meet the contestants. 11-time winner Rich Davis right over there.
Let's go.
In for 15-time winner Dan Byer, it's Isaac Lowenkron, who got his first win in this game a few weeks back.
Good to see you again, Shaquille.
Hey, what's up, Lowenkron?
All right, we're going to go to the studio line, see who's going to play for a CNR prize pack. And you know what, Ilo? I'll use you for this. Would you love to travel to beautiful Hazleton, Pennsylvania, Las Vegas, Nevada, Reno, Nevada, or Rochester, New York, Brenton City, Washington,
oh my goodness,
or Orlando, Florida?
You know, I'm going to go to Hazleton, Pennsylvania, because I believe that's where Joe Madden is from, if I'm not mistaken.
That's Billy on the line there.
Joe Madden, the baseball manager, or Joel Madden of Good Charlotte?
Which one do you think? Look at me.
Joel Madden from Good Charlotte, from Baltimore, Maryland.
Billy, what's up?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Billy.
Hey, what's up, Billy?
Billy.
What do you do for a living there in Hazleton?
Build trailers.
Does what?
I build trailers.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
I still didn't hear him.
Said he builds trailers.
Oh, I just said yes. I was like, yeah.
That's right.
All right, we'll turn him up as loud as we can. Here are the rules for Shaq Diesel Trivia. The first contestant with 2 correct answers is the champion. If there's a tie, we have a tiebreaker question. Your name is your buzzer, but you do have to wait until all 3 possible answers are read. If there's 2 wrong answers in a row, we move on to the next question. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Let's get it on.
All right, let's get this big Aristotle party started. My Lakers just had a 9-game win streak snapped. OKC had the longest win streak of the season at 16 games. Which NBA team has the second longest win streak of the season? Is it A, the Atlanta Hawks, B, the Detroit Pistons, or C, the San Antonio Spurs? Second longest win streak this season.
Billy.
Billy.
It's Detroit.
Pistons, yeah.
There you go.
13-game win streak.
Yeah, Billy.
Right.
Way to go.
Billy.
Halfway to a prize pack, just like
Right.
that.
He's hot.
All right, we move on to round 2.
Round 2. As you know, I love me some mascots. Just like Rich and Byer, which NBA team's mascot has the first name Crunch? Is it
Crunch.
A, the Minnesota Timberwolves, B, Toronto Raptors, or C, Cleveland Cavaliers?
Isaac.
Lowenkron.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's weird. I think it has to do with candy bar Nestle Crunch. There's some sort of tie, and that's my guess.
I believe it. You could have just said it. You could have said that with more certainty, and I would have believed
Isaac
you.
knows his mascots.
Yeah. Speaking of endorsements, Crunch the Wolf.
Crunch the wolf.
Crunch the Wolf.
Yeah.
All right, so Billy and Ilo both on the board. We go to round 3.
All right. What was I once quoted saying about strength? A, pulling a rebound away from me is like arm wrestling 5 Sly Stallones. B, I don't know how it is for you earthlings, but where I'm from, strength is mental. Or C, Chuck's head is out of this world strong. He slipped on set, and after slamming his head, he bounced up with no concussion. What did I say about strength?
Oh. Rich.
I'm
gonna go A?
Oh.
Okay.
Billy.
Billy for the win.
B.
B is
Hey,
correct.
guy,
Boom.
Billy.
Billy
That's
is
right.
our grand champion today.
I said, I don't know how it is for you earthlings, but where I'm from, strength is mental.
Well, you got to look down on us earthlings.
That's right.
Well, hey, Billy, have a good one in Pennsylvania. Enjoy.
Yeah, congratulations. Stay on the line. We'll mail a prize pack from CNR to you
Thank
there
you
in
guys.
Penn.
All
By
right.
the way,
I
today
gotta take a nap.
he's in Pennsylvania. Is he closer to Pittsburgh or Philadelphia? Because today is National Cheesesteak Day. And for everyone in Philly, I know they got their favorite place, but you know what the phrase is? What do you got to say when you order a cheesesteak?
I heard it was just a steak till you ordered it. Is that true?
You have to say whiz wit.
Whiz wit.
Whiz wit with the cheese whiz.
All right, guys, I gotta go. Nap time.
What happened to Shaq? Oh, there. Hey, what's up, Covino?
Hey, later, Shaq.
Later.
Before we get out of here, I did want to ask you guys one thing as we break camp for the start of the MLB season. A question I want you to think about. Well, I want to discuss this a little more tomorrow. How do you guys feel about like the hidden camera videos of like, you made the team? Think about it, because you're going to see a lot of them over the next 24 hours. And I think it's worthy of a little discussion. If it seems too orchestrated, do you still feel sentimental? We'll get to that tomorrow. Also on tomorrow's show, we get to midweek major, all the hottest stories in the world of sports and entertainment. So that's all tomorrow. We're going to have a fun show. But throughout the day, you've mentioned baseball cards. You said when we were kids, before you discovered, women.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Or
My
as you
relationship-
as you said, before I discovered boobs, all I cared about was video games and baseball cards.
Yeah, that was all of our lives,
That
right?
defines, I would say 80% of our listeners are like, yeah, dude, until I discovered what girls were all about, baseball cards and video games were a big part of my childhood.
But it all timed out perfectly for me. Depending on how old you are, it's a little different. But baseball cards started losing their value and started being mass-produced and sort of lost their popularity.
And women started gaining value in your mind?
Exactly. It all happened perfectly. But get this. There's a big story with Target and Topps Chrome and Topps baseball cards.
Well, interestingly enough, we know that baseball cards are on a big comeback. This is not like a new thing. Over the last years, even our pal Gary Vaynerchuk, since around the COVID times.
Even our pal Tom Brady has, 13 Hobby Lobbies, whatever he owns, Tom Brady's Card Shack, whatever he got. He's way big into this.
Yeah.
Well, Target Corporation is doubling down on the hobby of collecting cards because it's back, announcing plans to significantly expand in-store space for trading cards and collectibles as part of their major 2026 growth strategy. The retailer is reworking its Fan Central areas into more permanent, high-visibly destinations, moving beyond those old aisle end caps into full shop-in-shop style displays with trading cards, sports, and pop culture leading the charge. It's clear where the momentum is. So they've seen massive growth in the sports collectible categories, sales surging in recent years.
Bro.
Projections pushing toward $1 billion mark annually. So collectible cards are driving serious demand at Target. And for collectors, this could mean better access and stronger in-store presence. More consistent stock as well, because if you go to Target, you notice they're always gone.
Well, I told you, I'm a big Target guy. I know you don't like shopping. I like to do the shopping in our family. Is that weird or not?
Good for you.
No, because you're the guy that's like, I don't like going to the store. I like going to the store. I like picking my stuff out. So you go to Target, and I got two little kids.
I want to avoid it at all costs, but I unfortunately
my wife will do what drives me nuts. She'll order on the app, and you just go there, and they load it in your car. I always feel you get the weakest ass fruit, and all your fruits and vegetables are like the weak ass stuff.
Yeah, because the person picking it out for you doesn't
They don't
care.
They give you hard ass avocados, rotted tomatoes. I'm like, what do you pay? Just let's go in the store. Anyway, I digress. I got two little nose picking kids that are 6 and 8. We go to Target and they always want to get something, right? And if they're good, you're a sucker parent. It's 2026. They're spoiled as hell. Oh, yeah, you get to pick out one little thing. Yeah, if dad thinks you're good. You're behaving? You've been doing good in school and sports? They always want to pick out Pokemon cards or baseball cards. And without fail, I can't be alone. In fact, I guarantee everyone listening is like, yeah, at Target, they're always sold out. Pokemon cards and baseball cards, always out of stock. Or if they're in stock, it's like 1 pack per customer because someone swoops in there.
Well, you know it, and they know it, so that's why
this is a big deal.
They're doing this. It's a $1 billion annual sort of thing that they're running here, and that's why they're saying more consistent stock.
Dude, and a company like Target that knows they have the space for it, that whole front area, it's really just a wall. If they make a bigger area.
Watch Shark Tank, though, one of the biggest things on Shark Tank is shelf space and how hard it is to get shelf space for certain products. So you got to imagine what a priority this is for Topps and for collectibles if they're creating a whole area and section just for this.
They have
Target.
to expand it.
It's crazy.
It's usually that one wall near checkout where there's football, baseball cards, even like hockey cards, all the sports cards, and the Pokemon stuff. And without fail, it is always sold out of stock, sold out of stock. 1 per customer.
You know what it's not good for,
which
though?
makes you wonder, though, how much of a demand is there? So
such a demand. And I think it's very cool as kids that grew up loving this stuff, and we love seeing the comeback of baseball and all that other stuff. And, it has me thinking about all these little hobby shacks, though, that do rely on families and kids to go there to buy these cards, right? So on the flip side, Target may be taken away from those little local mom and pop shops.
Yeah, there's a place in like Calabasas near my neck of the woods. It's called Cards and Coffee. I think Shay lives down the block from it, but it's like overpriced, and it's. I get it. Cards are expensive now. It's a little storefront. You want to support small business,
that's the only downside.
But the
I'm
only
not trying to be
downside,
negative.
you're right.
It is cool.
The only downside is like the rare coins and card shop in your hometown that's like hanging on. Might be like, really, Target? You're gonna do the card? Yeah, that's the only thing.
That's the only thing. But it is cool to see. Like, wow. Something you thought had no pulse anymore. Like, cards, they ain't worth anything. Man, what a comeback.
Also, that's where to go to get brand new cards, Target.
Yeah,
but
true.
like I go to the mom and pop shops whenever it's somebody's birthday in my life, and they're a collector.
Trying to find
they're
something
collector.
specific.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you get the throwbacks.
You're right. There's room for both, but I'm sure there's a bit of a takeaway and a bit of a hit. Maybe not. I hope not.
Is Target going to start selling Beckett books? Remember those?
Oh man,
of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Remember that? Is Beckett still around in digital form online? Like, do they have like an app or something? They have to, right? I'd imagine. I used to read that Beckett's book like it was my little Bible. You knew how much every card was worth with that magazine.
Josh Beckett is the spokesman for the app. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
But I think it's really cool. I think
look at that Beckett Media. They're online.
Media. Yeah, I would imagine, because who didn't look
it's just
that up?
Absolute proof on something we already knew, though, that they're really, really back in a big way. And it's so cool to see because even as a parent, you want your kids to take It's maybe a little selfish because it's what we grew up knowing, but you want your kids to take joy in the things that you took joy in a lot of ways.
One of the best feelings was getting new plastic sheets and separating them and getting ready to stick all the cards in there.
And these kids are at that, your kids especially too, Danny, are in that perfect pocket to where you could bond with them over this because it's something that you could appreciate as well. So Target making a big move in the collectible card industry.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, have a great one. Arrivederci, baby.
We'll see you in the promised land.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys.